Oh, come on, people. There's nothing nastier and grosser than when somebody closes a book on a bug. Be careful, will you? Oh, I'm really sorry about that. I'll find the guilty party and see that they're punished accordingly. Don't you worry, Oscar. Because anyway, let's go on with Creepy Cheapies, where you get to take a little time out from your usual week of dealing with the living, and instead devote a little attention to the appreciation of the fine art of monsters and Halloween masks. Today's mask is another great one from the creeps at Ghoulish Productions. Ghoulish killing it the last few years with all the hottest masks. Do you like zombies? Somebody didn't. You don't like zombies? A few of you? All right. Those of you who don't like zombies, go ahead and leave. We'll wait.
2 hours later.
Okay, now, is everybody who's left, everybody like zombies? Okay, now that we got that narrowed down, let me show you this week's great recommendation. Oh my goodness, it's the Biohazard zombie. Yeah, look at that. What a cool work of art that is. Scary and fun all at the same time. And I will tell you right now, I did not do anything to this bad boy. This is exactly out of the bag from Ghoulish, and I didn't add any paint details or the shiny stuff that was on there. This is right out of the bag from Ghoulish. This is a 2023 product, and look at that amazing paint job. It's incredible that you can score one of these for in the neighborhood of 40 bucks, and it's painted this nicely. Look at that eye. Now, does this look like something that would have been on the cover of a video box back in the 80s and 90s in the video store days? I think so. Kind of reminds me of a little bit of The Incredible Melting Man maybe, but mostly reminds me of Night of the Zombies, aka Hell of the Living Dead, a movie by Bruno Mattei, made in the early 80s, which at the time everybody ragged on and hated it and made fun of it and talked about it like it was the worst movie ever produced. But you know, a million years later, it's looking pretty good now, isn't it, in comparison? I still find it kind of scary here and there, and it's just one of those memories that, well, I have a sentimental spot for Hell of the Living Dead, despite the technical deficiencies that, yes, I can acknowledge are in the movie. It's still a fun movie, and for a movie that nobody liked at the time, it's oddly enough one that gets copied from as much as or more than a lot of the bigger zombie movies and the legitimate well-known ones, whereas it was just kind of a knockoff of Dawn of the Dead. Anyway, back to the mask. The great paint job with the slimy wet look, and of course if I was using this at the haunted house, I would probably have him wearing you know, like a hazmat suit, one of those like a yellow or so, and maybe some green slime on it because he's a green slime zombie. Whatever has happened to reanimate this guy is pretty unpleasant because he is not in a good mood. He's mad about it, and yet, in spite of the fact that this is all so horrible and grisly and gruesome and creepy and gross, there's something fun about it. Like an old monster comic book or an old monster cartoon sort of situation. Do you see that? It's not 100% scary because there's something kind of fun going on with the fact that he is so happy to go blah, 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 and scare you as badly as he can with his dangly eye and his dangly tongue and his dang old lumps all over the place. And this guy really took his lumps, didn't he? As far as other stuff to put with it, if you don't want to use the hazmat idea and use him in a toxic waste dumping sort of scene, which was kind of, you know, a chemical plant or something like that, like you would see in a zombie movie, you could maybe use him as like a fungus growing zombie, like a guy with, you know, stuff growing on him. So maybe he could come up out of the swamp and be a swamp zombie. And with the paint job and everything being the way it is, I think you could sell him that way. You know, I think he would work that way. Even though he's designed to be the biohazard zombie, which is more the toxic waste or the chemical project gone horribly wrong kind of zombie. But very cool mask from Ghoulish for the $40 range. One of my favorite dead guys in recent years, I think. You're welcome. Yeah, I mean that. That's a sincere compliment. You know, I don't hand out compliments easily. You know that. To earn a compliment around here, you really have to work for it. And he has, because look at how he dangles that eye and that tongue out of there, and how bad he wants to scare you. As far as hands, I'm not aware of any hands you could put with this that are on the market that are the same color, so you might have to find some lumpy rubber hands and paint them a similar color, or if he's in the hazmat suit situation or the nuclear reactor melting down situation or something to do with the whole biohazard thing, you could use gloves. Rubber gloves that would look like part of what he's wearing, and maybe put green slime on them. I would put green paint, green drippy slime on whatever he's wearing, I think. But anyway, that's your recommended horrifying monster for this week. And when you think about it, it makes sense to shorten the word introduction down to, say, intro. But doesn't it sound weird and dumb and not like a real word to use the term outro? Yay!